what you can see here is the same space. See what happens at the back. It's got a backdrop. And if I bring you into here, what you can you see that? Individuals have done art on the back. And it's amazing, boom. Yeah, individuals done amazing art on the back. And what happened, I want to share it with you as an individual. This is a really peaceful and meditative space. So, what I do, or part of my practice, is I want to share with people what I actually do in reference to my practice. I love art, and I love seeing art outside. I love to see art in galleries. I love to see art in museums. I like architectural spaces because what they do, they inspire movement. A friend of mine was quite shocked when I said I'm doing architecture project, dance and architectural projects. He said, what has architecture got to do with dance? I said, you need to put it into Google. You'll find a lot of information. Dancers, space, time, creativity, inspiration. What happens is architects take inspiration from dance to create pieces of architecture, yeah? Designers do. And dancers look at architectural spaces, look at architectural practices and processes, and they as individuals use them in their own practices. This is what I shared with them. Oh, right. Yeah, it's about practice. Yeah, so what happens, for example, practice. The dancer has transferable skills. The architect has transferable skills. How do they develop them transferable skills? Through engaging in creative acts, artistic acts. So, for example, research and development. That would be a specialist skill. Both of them do that. They collaborate with each other. So what's beautiful about this also, this is the old Bupa hospital, but behind it, what happens, you've got houses, you've got these houses, yeah, spaces and places. So what happens is, all around, what happens is I'm naturally being influenced by the natural surroundings that are around me. And the natural surroundings is not only trees, but it's rubble, it's houses of built at different periods and different times. Now this originally here, what you're seeing here, actually skateboarders created this for themselves. Guy came here and started to build his own skateboard ramp, yeah, for himself, and had this whole space along here to build up his run and use it as an individual. So I love this space. And what happens, like I said, my projects, spaces and places in which dancers dance, is important to how dance developed. Because what happened to me as an individual, where did dance first start to develop? It started with movement. It started with movement in actual the womb, right? I was the first individual that was who came into dance education, dance and sports education, and was listening to other teachers talk about their journey into dance and what they were sharing. They were sharing that, you know, music starts from here, boom. Music starts from the mother's womb. That's where it starts. And it starts with a DNA, a record of your historical record of music. So what happens is people could hear music, and when they hear that music, they start to evoke the dances from their actual place which their parents come from, just naturally. But it's not a natural thing. It's actually because they've got a recording in their DNA. It's important that we always remember DNA at the moment in education. So what happened was, African people use nature to create moves. I'm using nature to create moves. Yeah, this is the space, I'm outside. Yeah, and what happened, spaces and places. Yeah, how people created dance and movement. Yeah, as individuals, how they created movement and dance from nature. And we're still doing it today. So what happened, people said, when did you get out in nature? Well, I'm out in nature right now. This original space I'm on, even though it's concreted now, this was a forest once. And people need to remember that.